Once upon a time, in the bustling and lively land of Israel, there lived a young man named Hosea. Hosea was not just any man, he was a prophet, chosen by God to deliver his messages to the people. He had a heart full of love for his people and a deep desire to follow God's will. But little did Hosea know, his life was about to take a turn so unexpected that it would become a tale of love and faith that would be remembered for generations. One bright morning, as the sun painted the sky with shades of gold and pink, Hosea received a message from God. It was unlike any message he had ever received. With a heart pounding in anticipation and curiosity, Hosea listened intently.
Hosea, I have a task for you. Go, take for yourself a wife of ill repute and have children with her.
Hosea was stunned. Marry a woman of ill repute? His mind swirled with confusion and doubt. But Hosea's faith was strong. He trusted in God's plan, even if he couldn't understand it. With a heart full of obedience and courage, Hosea set out to find his bride. In the heart of the city, where laughter mixed with the clinking of coins and the aroma of exotic spices filled the air, there lived a woman named Gomer. Gomer was beautiful, with a smile that could light up the darkest of nights and eyes that sparkled like the stars. But Gomer's life was not as dazzling as her appearance. She was known far and wide as a woman of ill repute, a harlot who had long since given up on dreams of love and redemption. One day, as Gomer wandered through the market, her path crossed with Hosea's. There was something different about him, something pure and kind. He looked at her not with judgment, but with a gaze that seemed to see into her very soul. Gomer felt a strange tug at her heart, a glimmer of hope she hadn't felt in years. Hosea, she asked, her voice a mix of curiosity and caution. Why do you look at me like that? I have come to take you as my wife, Hosea replied, his voice steady and sincere. Gomer laughed, a sound tinged with both amusement and disbelief. Me? Your wife? Surely you jest? But Hosea was not jesting. He spoke to her of God's command and of the love that transcended all judgments. Gomer, though skeptical, was intrigued. Perhaps this was her chance at a new beginning. And so, with a mixture of fear and hope, she agreed. Their wedding was a simple affair, attended by those who knew Hosea and Gomer's unusual story. The townspeople whispered and wondered what would become of this unlikely couple. But as Hosea took Gomer's hand, he looked at her with such tenderness and love that even the most skeptical hearts were touched. For a time, life was peaceful. Gomer settled into her new role as a wife and soon, a mother. They had 3 children, each with names given by God: Jezreel, Lo-Ruhamah, and Lo-Ammi. Each name carried a message for the people of Israel, a reminder of their need to return to the Lord. Despite the challenges, Hosea's love for Gomer never wavered. He was patient and kind, always believing in the possibility of her redemption. But old habits die hard, and Gomer found it difficult to leave her past behind. The allure of her former life, with its fleeting pleasures and false freedoms, beckoned her like a siren's call. And one fateful night, unable to resist, Gomer slipped away into the darkness, leaving Hosea and their children behind. Hosea's heart broke as he realized Gomer was gone. Days turned into weeks, and weeks into months. There were rumors and whispers of Gomer's return to her old ways. Yet, despite the pain and betrayal, Hosea's love for Gomer did not falter. He prayed for her safety and longed for her return, trusting in God's promise. One night, As Hosea was deep in prayer, he heard God's voice once more.
Hosea, go again. Love a woman who is loved by a lover and is committing adultery, just like the love of the Lord for the children of Israel, who look to other gods and love the raisin cakes of the pagans.
Hosea's heart swelled with renewed purpose. He knew what he had to do. With unwavering determination, he set out to find Gomer and bring her back. The search was not easy. Hosea ventured into places he had never dared to go, dark corners of the city where despair and vice reigned. He asked everyone he met if they had seen his wife. Some laughed at him, some pitied him, and some tried to dissuade him. But Hosea pressed on, driven by a love that refused to give up. Finally, after many days, he found her. Gomer was a shadow of her former self, worn and weary from a life that had promised much but delivered little. She was being sold as a slave, a mere commodity in the eyes of those around her. But to Hosea, she was still his beloved wife, the one he had pledged to love and cherish. With tears in his eyes and a heart full of compassion, Hosea approached the auctioneer. He paid the price for her freedom, a price that was both costly and humiliating. But to Hosea, no price was too high for the one he loved. As he took Gomer's hand and led her away from the life that had ensnared her, he spoke to her gently. "You are to live with me for many days. You must not be a prostitute or be intimate with any man, and I will behave the same way toward you." Gomer looked at Hosea, her eyes filled with a mixture of shame and gratitude. She had expected anger, perhaps even rejection, but instead she found forgiveness and unconditional love. Back home, life began anew for Hosea and Gomer. It was not easy. There were moments of doubt and struggle, but there was also hope and healing. Hosea's unwavering love became a beacon of light in Gomer's darkness, guiding her back to a place of safety and belonging. As time passed, Gomer's heart softened. She began to understand the depth of Hosea's love, a love that mirrored God's love for his people. She saw in Hosea's actions the reflection of a divine love that never gave up, no matter how far one strayed. One evening, as the sun set and painted the sky with hues of orange and purple, Gomer sat with Hosea and their children. She looked at the faces of her family, feeling a warmth she had long thought lost. "Hosea," she began, her voice trembling with emotion, "I never thought I could deserve this kind of love. But you showed me that love is not about deserving. It's about grace. Thank you for not giving up on me." Hosea smiled, his eyes shining with tears of joy. "Gomer, love is not something we earn. It's a gift. And just as God loves us unconditionally, so do I love you. Always." And so the story of Hosea and Gomer became a living testament to the power of unconditional love. It was a story that was told and retold, a reminder of a love that never gives up, never loses faith, and always hopes. It was a story that echoed through the generations, a beacon of hope and redemption for all who heard it. In the years that followed, the people of Israel remembered Hosea's message. They saw in his love for Gomer a reflection of God's relentless love for them. And while they faced many challenges, the story of Hosea and Gomer remained a source of inspiration, a reminder that no matter how far they strayed, they could always return to a love that was waiting with open arms. And so, the tale of Hosea and Gomer, filled with twists and turns, heartache and hope, became a cherished story of faith, forgiveness, and the boundless, unconditional love of God. Thank you for watching Hosea and Gomer, a tale of unconditional love. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you won't miss any of our exciting adventures. See you next time.